4 reasons why Rhea Ripley must not be the next WWE Women's World Champion. Dear loves, welcome to WWE Family Show. Please do subscribe my YouTube channel. The latest edition of WWE Raw saw a pivotal change in the women's division as the Women's World Champion Naomi revealed that she is pregnant and relinquished her title. The Glow is expected to be out of action for a while. The Glow's absence will force the company to make major changes. Michael Cole also revealed that WWE may take some steps next week to potentially crown a new champion. Multiple women are in the race to win the gold. However, Io Sky, Stephanie Vaquer, and Rhea Ripley are the frontrunners. This listicle examines 3 reasons why the Nightmare must not become the next Women's World Champion. The former Judgment Day has been in the world title picture since WrestleMania 39. She is undoubtedly one of the biggest superstars in the company currently. However, winning the Women's World Championship for the 3rd time would overexpose Ripley to the audience. Fans might turn their backs on Mommy for winning yet another championship and stealing a rising names opportunity. Rhea Ripley officially became a babyface at SummerSlam 2024 when Dominik Mysterio betrayed her to side with Liv Morgan. The face turn sat well with fans, and Ripley's popularity skyrocketed. If Ripley chases the title and overcomes adversities before ultimately capturing the prize, she would become a bigger babyface. Hence, she should not win the now vacant title. Being crowned as a champion after the real title holder walks out is arguably less impactful than beating a strong champion. Mommy should beat the world champion to create another memorable WWE moment instead of capturing the vacant title. The Nightmare has been chasing the gold for months, and her pursuit should not end anytime soon if the creative team wants to make the storyline compelling. WWE has been building a storyline between Sky and Ripley for months, where Rhea has never been able to beat the genius of the Sky, despite multiple encounters. Both women share a close bond, but once they are against each other, they go all in, making their relationship strange. The Kabuki Warriors are now getting involved in this program, making it more interesting. Therefore, the Sky and Ripley saga does not need a title, and the two could continue their rivalry without a championship. After days of speculation, Naomi finally confirmed her pregnancy on this week's WWE Raw, where she also relinquished her Women's World Championship. Since then, messages have been pouring in for her, with many of her colleagues reacting to the news. Fellow Raw star Rhea Ripley was one of them. The real-life Bloodline member broke the news of her pregnancy on Stephanie McMahon's podcast, What's Your Story? Although the episode was released a few days ago, the part where she and her husband, Jimmy USO, announced it was reserved for Raw. Following this, Naomi made her way out to the ring in front of the Philadelphia crowd and addressed the situation. She also relinquished her Women's World title because she would need to spend a considerable time outside the ring. As expected, this led to a flurry of reactions on social media. Among those who shared their kind messages was Rhea Ripley, who had a short and sweet message for Naomi and Jimmy Uso. Since Naomi has vacated the Women's World Championship, it's safe to assume WWE could be looking to crown a new champion soon enough. Raw is packed with several high-profile stars who could carry the mantle in Naomi's absence. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Bayley, and Becky Lynch, just to name a few, could potentially rise to the occasion if the company needs them. The promotion wisely avoided addressing the state of the women's title on Raw this week, and instead allowed Naomi to have her moment before she goes on a sabbatical. However, the show must go on, and we can expect WWE to make an announcement regarding it in the coming days. A tournament or multi-woman match to crown a new champion could possibly be in the making. WWE superstar Rhea Ripley has seemingly gotten herself into a big mess. The Eradicator decided to save her friend, Io Sky, from Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez on this week's episode of Raw. While she successfully warded off the members of her former faction, the Judgment Day, she may have triggered a potential meltdown between Sky and the Kabuki Warriors. Ahead of facing Raquel Rodriguez in a singles match on this week's Raw, Io Sky asked Asuka and Kairi Sane to let her take care of things on her own. Obeying, the Kabuki Warriors remained backstage. However, after her win, Sky got double-teamed by Rodriguez and Perez. This prompted Rhea Ripley to run down the ramp to the rescue of the former damaged C2L member. After the save, Sky and Mommy were seen backstage, where the Aussie apologized for getting involved despite Sky's wishes to deal with things on her own. In response, however, the Japanese star thanked Mommy. This was overheard by the Kabuki warriors, who walked in on their conversation. Asuka even got furious at Ripley and Sky, asking the latter why Mommy was allowed to help her when they were not. This resulted in an argument between the Empress of Tomorrow and Rhea Ripley. Frustrated, IYO Sky asked the two not to fight and stormed out. However, the animosity on Asuka's face remained as she walked out after telling Rhea Ripley to stay out of their business. This development could result in the inaugural Women's Royal Rumble winner turning on Sky soon, especially when tonight's events are seen in the context of what happened last week. Last week on WWE Raw, Io Sky fought Roxanne Perez in a singles match. Prior to her bout, Asuka and Kairi Sane offered to be present at the ringside for her. However, the genius of the Sky turned them down and asked them to stay backstage. Ignoring this, however, the Kabuki warriors rushed to the ring to help the former Women's World Champion. This resulted in Roxanne sneaking away with a roll-up pinfall victory, as Asuka and Sane ended up killing the momentum Sky had built. Backstage, the former Women's Money in the Bank winner questioned her friends on why they came out when she had asked them to stay put. This angered the Empress of Tomorrow, who shoved the former Women's World Champion and stormed out. Additionally, instead of having a word with IYO Sky, Kairi Sane followed Asuka instead, signaling that her allegiance lies with the 43-year-old.